What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today we are making oxtails and butter bean inside of the slow cooker. Fast, easy and simple. Honey, this oxtail is no joke business. When you talk about oxtail fall off of the bone, alright, so out there. So make sure someone else spread all this goodness with all of our friends and family. And tell them what I'm going over here. Now be sure you subscribe, goodie, and turn the post notification on so that you will never miss any of these good recipe. And for all of my returning goodie, una don't know say what. Una girl loving it to the max. Una ready for cook? Let's cook. Okay, my fabulous love bug goodies. Look, we turn up the oxtail recipe in the side of the slow cooker, right? I have my oxtails right here. That has been sliced just the way I want it, right? Now, I did go ahead and cut off some of that excess fat because I don't want my oxtail all greasy, right? So I'm going ahead and cut them off. Now, we are going to give this oxtail a nice bath, goodie, really good bath, because we have to have our meat nice and clean at all times. You're going to need a fresh lemon. If you don't have that, use a lime or some lemon juice. But we are going to in fact give this oxtail a nice bath, yeah, in the kitchen every time, straight. Now, what you want to do here is make sure that your water is in fact cold. Use cold running water only when you are cleaning your meat. Some of us say we not clean meat in our kitchen, but in our kitchen, in your kitchen, in a goodie kitchen, we are wash the meat. We are clean the meat real good. Now, what I normally do here is go ahead and add vinegar. I always use white vinegar, but if you don't have white vinegar, you can always substitute out that white vinegar for whatever kind of vinegar that you might have. Now, you want to make sure that running water is gliding all over that meat because you don't want to season bloody meat in your kitchen, right? Make sure so you get rid of all of that. Now, to be on the safe side, I always do it twice, because twice is always a charm, right? So you go back and you do step number 2 as you do step number 1. So you go back and add some more vinegar and give it a 30-minute sit down and chill, and come back and complete step number 2 all over again. But this time around, you want to make sure so you get all the pulps from outside the lemon all up in the meat and get a nice little wash real good, because the cooking start right here, so, and we want to make sure that our meat is in fact clean. Me no cute one come for me about my meat, you know. Me I wash my meat real good because me now put no season pan dirty oxtail, right? Clean meat, we say. Meat look perfect and meat ready to season up, right? Good to make sure something to subscribe to the channel now, and make sure something notification on so you don't miss nothing like this. Now, when you get ready for season the meat, you want to go ahead and get rid of some of that excess water. We don't need all of that pan the season. We don't want that. Now, after you have accomplished doing all of that, get that water up out of the meat. You want to make sure so check it again to make sure so any little hidden suspects not hide out on the oxtail. You know what I say? You don't know that already. Now, the first thing I'm going to do here to season the meat is add my salt. I'm going to go ahead and add the salt, and then I'm going to go in and add the black pepper. Now, I love to season my meat really good enough. So listen, we are season the meat right there, so straight, okay? So you add your salt and you add your black pepper. I'm going to go in and add some onion powder to it. And after I add the onion powder, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add the garlic powder. And please know I will list everything that I'm using for this recipe in the description, to check it out. Now, I'm going to add my combo season only because I love combo season. You can substitute that out, and then I'm going to add some Maggi seasoning, and that is totally optional. To that, I'm going to add some paprika. Let's go ahead and just throw that in enough. And again, I'm going to list everything when I use for the recipe. And also, after I had the paprika, I'm going in with my ochreous oxtail because I love ochreous. So the said come call me because I need to sponsor me, right? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and add my oxtail season right here. Ochreous, so we say. because I love them things. I will go ahead and put that on the oxtail. Look nice, right? Now I love garlic because garlic tastes good for everything. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. You could add garlic cloves here, but I chop garlic because I'm lazy. And then I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar because I love vinegar, because vinegar makes you stay young forever. I know I have to stay young, right, goodie? Then I'm going to add some pimento seeds, pimento berry, allspice, whatever you choose to call it. And then I'm going to add some dried rosemary. That's totally optional because my extra, I'll put that. And I'm going to add some dried thyme. Now don't forget your ginger powder or your fresh ginger because some people have bad belly. Now I'm going to add my homemade seasoning here, and I'm definitely going to list that recipe in the description, so go ahead and check it out. That homemade seasoning that all the way up, and you don't want to miss that one because that one full of nothing but flavor, right? So you go ahead and throw that in, and if you don't want to put it, you don't have to put it because all the other seasons going to turn it up a notch, right? Now you don't want to cook white oxtail, so you want oxtail for up color, so you're going to go ahead and add some browning. Please do not add too much browning at the same time because you're not black oxtail, you cook brown oxtail, brown. So make sure you don't overdo with too much other browning there, because once you throw that browning in, you can't take it up. You can't take it back out. You have to rinse off the entire oxtail to get the coloring off, okay? So just add a little bit at a time, and then if you look like you need some more, you go ahead and add just a little bit at a time. Just add a little bit more just to give it color, because you can always add more later on, okay? So all I'm doing here is just giving it a nice little rubbing and a nice little season in, and then I'm just going to go ahead and let it sit for maybe about 30 minutes or 45 minutes because I am putting it into the slow cooker, and it's going to cook nice and slow, so we don't need to put this into the refrigerator overnight or not like that, because it is going to do magic when you put it into the slow cooker. So when you're done, well, my one was a little bit still not the color I wanted, so I did go in and add just a little bit more browning. Like I was saying before, don't put all of the browning in at once because you will totally ruin the oxtail, and you're going to have black oxtail at the end of the day. I wouldn't want that, right? So just go ahead and just add a little as you go along. Easy, right? This is the way to cook your oxtail in the slow cooker. Fast, easy, and simple. And honey, filled with nothing but oxtail flavors. Look at that. Seasoned to core. And once again, I will list the recipe to show you how I made my homemade marinade in the kitchen. Like 1, 2, 3. Okay? Perfect. 30 minutes, let it sit and marinate. 30 to 45 minutes, and that's all you need right there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, go, because you don't want to miss none of them things, alright? Same way, so yeah, straight. Now, after we've accomplished waiting our asses off for that 45 minutes, I went ahead and got my vegetables prepped. Onions, tomatoes, peppers, scallion, and thyme, carrot, and potato. Now, I didn't add any bell peppers here, all right, because we never need that today. So we're just going to go ahead and just put this into the slow cooker. However, I am using 1 can of butter beans because that husband requested the butter beans still same way. So we're going to go ahead and add the 1 can of butter bean into the mix. And we are going to get this thing ready. So let's get the thing ready in the slow cooker, right? Now, in your slow cooker here, you want to put your slow cooker on the high heat. Now, all you have to do here is go ahead and pour your oxtail, your nice, good up, season up oxtail into the slow cooker. Just go ahead and put it all in there. Now, let's get our veggies on top, okay? So, meat at bottom, veggie on top. Veggie on top, okay? Don't forget, meat at bottom, vegetables on top. That's the first thing you want to do. You do not want to go ahead and put your vegetables on the bottom and then put your meat on top. No good, it's not going to work that way there. Meat on the bottom first and your vegetables go on top, okay? Don't forget that enough because we're not trying to spoil the recipe. Now, you want to go in and add your onions, and the onions don't have to be this particular one. You could use any onions that you have sitting around in your house. So you go ahead and you add your onions, and then I had my tomatoes. Some people don't like to put tomatoes on recipes just as this one, but in my kitchen we put tomato, okay? Now after we put the tomato, we're going to go in and we're going to add the carrots, okay? Add your carrots in. And then after you've accomplished adding your carrot, you put your potatoes, all right? The potatoes going to thicken up the gravy. Thicken it up. And then after you had your potatoes, you go ahead and add your scallions. Some people might call it green onions, but a scallion me call it. And then our thyme, fresh thyme. I did use some dried thyme earlier when I seasoned up the meat, but we're gonna put some fresh thyme inside of the slow cooker, right? Now these peppers are not hot, so I decided to go with 2 of these pepper fresh from my garden. Okay, show off about garden, but anyway, 2 pepper in the slow cooker. And then on top of all of that, we're gonna go in and add the beans here, and the beans that I'm using here are already cooked. These are cooked butter beans, okay? So we'll just go ahead and add that. Now, know that this is totally optional. You could add water, or you could add beef broth, vegetable broth, or chicken, but you need 2 cups of that only in the slow cooker. Now after you do that, you want to either add some ketchup on top to finish it off, or you could use tomato paste. If you're using tomato paste, be sure to add a small can, the entire can. But I'm using ketchup here. Why? Because I love ketchup. Okay? In that order. Now that is all done and that is all ready, and my cooker here is on a high heat. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. I'm going to mull and come back. And when I come back, honey, this is what I have. 4 hours later, that is what I have. Unbuttered oxtail. Tender, juicy, fall off the bone. Let me tell you something. When I opened the front door, a piece of scent, a smell from the oxtail slapped me in my face at the front door. I kid you not, goody. This thing was smelling all the way outside the house. That is how nice the thing is. Fall off the bone oxtail all the way up. The flavor is to die for. On white rice, on rice and peas, the thing is massive. Now, goody, listen. Make sure you try the recipe. And when you don't try the recipe, make me know where you want to see me cook next in my kitchen. Now, also, share this good love with everybody. Your friend, your family, whoever you want to share it with. The friend up the road, the girl down the street, yeah, the neighbor. Share the recipe and tell them what's cooking up over here. And when you don't do that, tell me where you want to see me cook next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen. Enjoy!